A very warm welcome to you. I am Aisha Shetima, and this is Leadership Dialogue. I have with me today Oladapo Akim Jimo, a public analyst and politician of the Federal Republic. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us today. How has your day been so far?
Fine, Aisha, good afternoon. And nice the studio. My people in the studio, good afternoon. And the public, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us. Let us start with the tax reform bill. We know that this has caused a lot of controversy, especially it's actually started from the northern region of the state, where we had a lot of back and forth about this after it was passed by the president himself, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What is your take on all of this?
The point is, what is tax reform? What is tax itself? And the people that are saying that are opposing it, some people, they don't even know what is tax. Some people also know, but they are arguing from the point of political undertone. Some people, they want to use it to get political scores. Some people are also using it because of like I said, because of the political undertone. And who are the people opposing it? It is the so-called politicians, people that are benefiting from the inappropriate tax that was on ground before. If you check and if you take note, if you go and do the samples of who pays tax in Nigeria, the masses pay more than the elites. Go and check most of the big vehicles in Nigeria. Do they even renew their papers? People on convoy, they don't. It is people that are below average, people doing public transport, mostly that are renewing their papers. So the same thing with tax reform. Some people, they are just opposing it. They even know that the benefit will be massive, but they are just using it for political undertone. What is tax reform? Tax reform itself is a restructure in one or more taxes or the tax system itself in order to get more efficiency, because there is purpose of tax itself. Aside generating of income to the government, it's also to redistribute income. And aside that too, essence of tax is for fairness. It must be sufficient too. That means the cost of getting tax should not be more than the revenue itself. It should be like a profit margin. If you are using 1 naira, for instance, to get tax, the tax you want to get must be minimum of 1 naira plus. But if you are using 2 naira to get tax and you are generating 1 naira, it shows that the purpose of the tax is not achieved. Aside for the fact that it's going to be source of income for that government, like I said, tax must be equitable. Tax must be fair. When you say tax is fair, for instance, if my salary is 100 naira, if I'm paying 2 naira as tax, for instance, and your own salary is 1,000, you are paying 4 naira. That tax system is not fair. This is what the economic team of the president looked at, and they said, oh, this tax is not fair. Why is the masses paying more than the elites? That was the purpose of the tax reform. So people that are opposing it today also know what they are saying. They are opposing it because they don't want to pay. They want to cheat government. An average elites want to cheat the system. That is what I can say for now.
So you think that this controversy is because the elites do not want to pay and have been cheating the government? Do you think there has been enough orientation about the benefits of this tax, especially, publicly to Nigerians in general? Do you think Nigerians even understand the benefits of this tax, the meaning of tax reform itself? Do you think there's been enough orientation by the government to Nigerians about this?
I agreed with you that there's no enough orientation, no enough information. But the point is the tax is before the National Assembly. There is still going to be a public debate on it.
Well, we do know that there have been several public hearings in the National Assembly in regards to this.
Like you rightly said, the public hearing is still not enough. It is still now lie with the National Orientation Agency, the Ministry of Information, the Federal Land Revenue Service, and the appropriate authorities connected to this tax reform to also enlighten them more, do pamphlets, do jingles through the radio, through televisions to orientate people. But that doesn't stop people that are still opposing not to oppose. I'm not saying that. But it is also exceeded on the part of the government or the agency to do more enlightenment, to brief people what are the advantages of this tax reform, who gains, who loses. And to me, from the looks of things, everybody gains from this tax reform. So
Everyone gains from the tax.
Everyone.
If you say everyone gains from the tax reform, and then you're still saying that there are some elites that are refusing because they feel they will not be able to cheat the government anymore, how do they gain from the tax reform?
why I say everybody gains is there'll be more money to the government. Government will be able to spend more money on expenditure, on infrastructure, more good roads, more building of hospitals, schools, social amenities, and other things. But like I was saying, an average person, for instance, there are different types of people viewing it from different angles. Opposition parties, parties, let me use the word. You know, we're in the political era. Once this one is gaining momentum, if they know it's going to be to the advantage of the present leadership, opposition will be opposing it, saying this tax reform will be to the disadvantage of the masses. Because they know when it is implemented, the government has more popularity, the party in government has more popularity. So people in the opposition, we don't want them to have more popularity. So they will be opposing it. Two, like I said, the elites, because in this tax reform, elites pay more. Because it is elites that can pay more taxes, that it will not affect them. So they pay more. They also don't want to pay more. They want to cheat. Despite the fact that they were the one even benefiting from the public infrastructures more. But the ones, they don't want to pay. Even if you see an average person, an average human being, they don't want to pay money.
Why do you think they don't want to pay more?
Because they are selfish. When a system is corrupt, some people benefit. So if you are saying, no, don't let us, even in the kingdom of devil, some people are also benefiting from it.
In the kingdom of what?
In the kingdom of devil.
The kingdom of devil.
Some people are also benefiting. For instance, this kidnapping of a teen now. Kidnappers are making more money. They are benefiting. In any situation in life, it is good or bad. If it is good, some people benefit. Minimum people suffers it. If it is bad, more people suffers it, but few people benefit. But the few people who benefit, if they have the will, they want it to continue. That is just the simple truth.
Can you can you shed light on the differences between the current tax system and the proposed reforms?
Yeah, fine. You see the current taxes. What the president look at it is, one, for instance, the incidents, you know, there are reasons of taxation, there are functions of taxation, there are also many other things assigned to taxation. What does government use taxation for? For instance, the incident is more on the masses. They want to close that gap. They want masses now to have more economic power. For instance, if I'm receiving 100 naira and I'm paying 20 naira, for instance, that means money that is with me, my purchasing power is 80 naira. That is the net money with me. So government is now saying, no, people at that low level, if you are now paying less, you have more money to pursue many other things, to go to hospital, to pay for children's school fees, for your social amenities. Now, like before now, if people, the elite, if they are receiving 1,000, they are paying 10 naira. Government is now saying, no, you are not being fair to the society. You have more economic power. Therefore, the economy, the public, should benefit more from you. So if you are receiving 1,000, if you are still paying 100 naira, you are still paying 80 naira, you still have 900 and something naira for yourself. Therefore, you can pay more. You can pay more. If you are paying more, then it will be the advantage of the economy. If you go to advanced countries, you can see nowadays, you see some people, for instance, of recent, you are a journalist. The immediate past CBN governor has 754 houses in one location. If he's paying rent, if he's paying taxes on each buildings, he will not be able to double.
You mean Godwin Emefiele?
Yes, I don't want to mention him before. You have mentioned a Godwin Emefiele.
No, you said the past CBN governor.
Yes.
By all standards, the past CBN governor is Godwin Emefiele. So are we talking about Godwin Emefiele here? Because
Precisely.
Okay.
His house, his estate in Lokogoma, is in Lokogoma. He has 753 or 754.
It is an alleged information, or this is a concrete information.
It's in the
But-
public domain.
Oh, because we know there was no name attached to these
It's in-
houses.
My dear, okay, for instance, let's even not mention his name. The person who has the estate that has 754 duplexes, all things being equal, if you go to Kushingoro, all these Lugbe, some other places, you see all these small houses, the owners, FCT goes to them for them to pay. But if you go to Asokoro, you go to Maitama, if you go to Wuse 2, they pay less. And these are the people who have the power to pay. They pay less because those areas are being controlled by security, by many other forces. An average worker working with FCT will not be able to have access to those.
So categorically, what you're trying to say is all this while, the masses have been paying more on tax than the airlines.
On the percentage of what they pay, the masses pay more. But in the physical something, for instance, you are getting 1,000 as salary. If you are paying 200 naira, if you are paying 100 naira, that's 10%. And my salary is 10 naira. I am paying 5 naira, that's 50%.
So the airlines earn more and pay less.
And pay less.
While the
masses
earn less
and pay
pay
more.
more. Wow.
Therefore, there is inequitable distribution of the something. The essence of tax is to redistribute income. If anywhere that income is not fair, government use tax to redistribute it to make it fairer. There's no perfect system anywhere in the world, but it's also a means to redistribute income where you feel that, when government feel that, oh, this thing is still not fair, then they can also use tax to make it fair a little bit.
But if I may ask, does this mean that both airlines and the masses would then pay equally henceforth? Is this what the reform means?
No, what reform means is, one, like I said before, masses pay more than
The
the airlines. Therefore, if on the average now, all things being equal, airlines are supposed to pay more
Because they earn more
because they earn
and
more.
they have more.
They have more. And aside that, the loopholes in getting all these taxes, they are trying to block it. That is even the major issue. They are trying to block the loopholes. Oh, this area, no, this area, no, this area. If you do the sample very well, even most of the workers in taxes office, I'm not mentioning both federal and state now, I'm just mentioning generally. Most of them are even richer than the states. Because there are loopholes. You see some people go to local government, go to state, go to the federal government. You see some people, the workers, they even have different receipts.
What do you mean by different receipts?
There is receipt for government, there is receipt for individual. They will just, if you are paying 100 naira, for instance, they just give you receipt of 100 naira on their own receipt. They go to the government receipt, they can just write 10 naira or 20 naira. The remaining 80 naira goes to the post. And the 20 naira, they remit it to the government. At the end of the day, they will just look for one means or the other to write one thing or the other. On the paper or on the records of government, you are paying 20 naira. And in actual record, you are paying 100 naira.
Oh, wow.
That's the essence of reforms. Reforms is, people do reform, they think, oh, this is this tax. What has happened? How can we improve it? What do we do to improve all these things? Are we really getting what we are expected to get from these taxes? Is government getting the expected revenue? Because government is spending more on capital projects. Even the cost of doing projects now, for instance, if a kilometer of road before is 100 naira, now it's 1,000. Therefore, if people are still paying 100 naira, and now a kilometer of road is now 1,000, that means you will not be able to do a kilometer. You will not do 1/10 of a kilometer.
But Olatopo, let me come in here.
Yeah.
What you're trying to say is this will end up benefiting the government.
Not government. When government benefit, the public benefit.
Do the public really benefit when government benefits?
For instance, if our hospital is working well, our road is working well, there's more money for security. Then, an average me and you, If you want to go to Maiduguri, if you want to go to Sokoto, you want to go to Nigeria, if you want to go to Ondo, Lagos, Port Harcourt, you can go freely.
No, what I
when
mean
our,
is,
when
are
our
we
security is equipped,
certain that this does not just come back into another cycle? We've heard things before, we've seen things before, where the government will come out and say, we're doing this for the people, for Nigerians, and then it doesn't end up favoring Nigerians at large. Now, for example, they insist on this reform, and it is implemented. How are we certain that this would actually favor everyone in general, and we would not just be giving money to the government, just crediting their pockets again, and then they would again steal from Nigerians?
this is another topic you are raising entirely. Between me and you, who are the government? Are you thinking of Tinubu as the government? No. It is me and you.
Oh, we are the government.
Yeah, of course, definitely yes.
We're not the ones setting these rules.
We are government. We are playing different roles. For instance, in this studio, somebody is adding a camera. You are doing the interview. Somebody is on lightning. Somebody is on different things. Somebody is on makeup if there is. Without somebody on camera, this thing cannot work successfully. Without you, it can't work. Without the person doing lighting, it can also work. For instance, Tinubu is the head of the executive. We have the legislature. It is your right to go. It is your right to ask questions. There's freedom of information bill that has been passed to act. Therefore, if you see wrong, you speak out. Oh, this is what is supposed to happen, this is what's supposed to happen, this is what's supposed to happen. We've seen, for instance, the FCC is working now. If the FCC is not working, you don't see somebody saying 754 houses.
Oh, no, we have seen
Honorable Farouk,
several. Now, Mr. Oladapo, let me come in here. We've actually seen several times where security agencies will retrieve huge amounts, huge sums of monies, and we do not know where it went to afterwards. We only hear that, okay, they collected this, or they retrieved this, or they have found this, and then it goes quiet. So 754 houses by whomever, and then we don't know what happens henceforth, or what would happen further. We only know that they have taken these houses, or they have found these houses. I for one, think it's publicity stunts, if you ask me, because it just goes over and over again. We've heard of large sum of monies that would be recovered, and we do not know where it went into.
You are not correct.
I am not.
If EFCC recovers money, they won't go to the market. They will go to Wuse market to say, this is the money. All things being called, the money is government's money. It's supposed to be paid back to Treasury. You as a journalist, go and do your investigation. If you feel that security has collected money, they are not paying it to government purse, then you can raise an issue. It is when money is collected, the first thing, the ideal thing is to pay it to the government purse. And you don't expect them, if they pay into government purse through IPPIS and they generated remitter, and you don't expect them to go and bring the receipt of the remitter and go and place it on the public. But if you make inquiries, if you write, you want to ask about this, so, and so, you take them to court. Even if you write, if they don't oblige you, you take them to court. It is their duty.
An individual is allowed to take the federal government to court.
Of course, definitely. Of course, it's our collective inheritance. Federal government is not Tinubu.
Who is federal government?
Some years ago, federal government, we were talking of the president of Buhari. Now it's Tinubu. Tomorrow is going to be another person. Yesterday, we were talking of EFCC. Ribadu was the NSA now was once EFCC chairman. Today, to the glory of God, is another person entirely. So when you say federal government, it is me and you. We are in a democratic system of government.
Let us go on a quick short break. When we come back, we will be talking more about this.
No problem.
Please stay tuned as we go on a short break.
Ready for change? Join LJE Nigeria, an innovative organization driven by change, growth, and economic advancement. For membership details and registration, visit our website ljenigeria.org or follow us on all social media platforms.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Alada, but before we went on that very short break, I know you had actually addressed the issues of tax fairness and equity. But let me ask you, what provisions should be included in the tax reform bill to ensure that corporations and wealthy individuals pay their fair share of taxes?
One, like you rightly said, that I agree with you totally, is the issue of orientation, information. Let everybody be informed. And every person that leaves the shore of Nigeria knows that an average Nigerians outside there, inside there, when we talk, we always say, oh, if you are in UK, if you are in Canada, even if you are sleeping, you pay for tax for sleeping. Let there be orientation. Let our people be informed. Let them know what they are paying. A tax must not be ambiguity. It must be cleared. What you are paying, you should know that this is what you are paying. As far as being fair, if I'm doing fairness, if I'm being fair to you, you should also know I'm being fair to you. If you don't know, my fairness is nothing to you. Let it be opened. Let it be more orientation for our people, for individual, corporate bodies, and other things. The more we carry people to the tax, and also that more people will be bring to TaxNet. What is TaxNet? What I mean by what TaxNet simply means is people that are not paying before, bringing them on board. That is still part of what the tax reform is all about. We want to bring more people to the TaxNet, not only the same particular set of people that are still paying tax. So when there is orientation, when people are aware of what their tax is all for, an average person should know, oh, if I'm getting 100 naira now, I'm paying 10 naira. If I'm getting 200 naira now, I should pay 20 naira. Then once I know that, because in advanced country, if your salary is so, if this one is so, if your profit is so, you already know what you want to pay. But in Nigeria, you just see people, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this. No. Two, there's avoidance of tax.
How is there avoidance of tax?
And there's evasion of tax. What is avoidance? What is evasion? Evasion is criminal. You don't want to pay at all. Avoidance is when you see a tax, you use the loopholes in tax to get some relief. For instance, a tax is, I'm a married man, I have a wife, I have 3 children, I have an aged mother, aged father. Oh, there's this one, there's tax free for this, there's this one, there's this one. You look at the loopholes. If I'm supposed to pay 100 naira, I just look at all these things. Oh, my wife is pregnant. I have 2 kids. I have this, and that. I'm able to pay 80 naira. That one is legal. Look, because the tax authority, which is the government, also know that people are looking for loopholes to just reduce tax when you reduce it. But when you evade, evasion is not even said to pay tax at all. Are you getting my point? Oh, I have a company, I have more than 1,000 workers, I declare 10 workers. Keeping 90, keeping some figures, oh, I'm not paying all this and that. You are evading it for all those people. Bringing all these people to the tax net, more orientation, more enlightenment.
So you do agree with me that there was not enough awareness created
I agree with
by
you.
the federal
I agree
government
with you totally.
before just passing this bill?
It has not been passed.
Of course, it has not been passed, but it has been sent to the National Assembly for hearing. And I mean, shouldn't there be a source of awareness created in all issues before just putting it out there? Because I tell you, an average Nigerian, when you stop an average Nigerian on the road and you ask, what do you think about this tax reform? And the answer you will get by most Nigerians would be, I don't even understand what they are saying. I don't understand what they are doing. But whatever the case, we will survive. It's the language of most Nigerians. We will survive, whatever the case.
The bottom line is, information on tax reform is not an end issue of a thing. National Assembly is doing public enlightenment. They are calling stakeholders to come and defend it, to come and present papers. All of us cannot come to National Assembly. You don't expect an Okada man. You don't expect a small business owner in Borno, in Sokoto, even a big guy in Sokoto coming to Abuja because he wants to go and present a position paper on tax reforms. But the bottom line is, in the process of passing the bill, the information should continue. That is why there is National Orientation Agency. National Orientation, even after the bill has been passed, courtesy demand, there should be a continuous orientation of our people, informing them. When you are informing them, when you were paying tax before, government was able to do 100 kilometers. But now with this tax reformed, we're able to do 100 or 200 kilometers. Not only by words of mouth. Who will be seeing it? If you say you are doing roads, if you are doing road in Ondo State, for instance, where I come from, who will be seeing it? Ondo State is not put on that everybody does not have access to.
Indigents of the state.
Indigents of the state will be seeing it. The tax improvement that you people have been paying, we can also be seeing it physically. Are you getting my point? To me, we still need to, for me personally, I still want to talk that the present Minister of Information is not doing well. That's my own point of view.
Okay.
It needs to buckle up. For instance, in the issue of subsidy in petroleum, there has been an improvement.
Has there been an improvement?
Of what the government is doing.
Oh, really?
Yes, Tinubu is doing more. But the bottom line is people are not aware.
Tinubu is doing more for you.
Not for me, for the public. Minister of Youth, presently now, I think they are in Borno State. Are you getting my point? Go to ITF today. They are having centers across the 36 states, including Abuja. That's ITF. I think his name is Dr. Afis Ogun or something like that. Are you getting my point? What are they doing? They are doing super.
What is super?
Super is just about training. It's just about training for youths, for artisans.
And this is not an avenue to just siphon funds.
The bottom line is people are seeing what the man is doing.
Which man?
The DG of ITF is still part of Tinubu's government. Look at what Interior Minister is doing.
You do think Tinubu's government is presently very effective?
Very, very effective.
Oh,
to
wow.
me, we are both in Abuja. We can see the road Wike is doing. Me, I'm not a fan of Wike. When it comes to talking, I give him respect. But today, to the glory of God, Wike is a performer. Give it to him. The guy is performing.
Well, Wike is actually popularly known for building of roads. We all know that he's very, very good at building.
That's why people are calling him Mr. Project. We live in Sun City here. Check that road. There is solar light now. I think it came a week or 2 weeks ago. So if we are coming anything from 10, 11 now, the place will be like it is 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It is not me. It is Wike. And it is also Wike. It is Tinubu's government.
But do you also understand that Nigerians are hungry? Very hungry. Nigerians are actually suffering. And we're here talking about roads. Is it just about the roads or about ensuring that there's a level ground for every Nigerian?
The bottom line is, the thing was not caused by Tinubu. What is making us to be hungry? Let me simply tell you. 4 or 5 of us are in the studio now. How many of us has planted something the last 3, 4, 5 years among us? We eat every day. The people that are farmers, bandits have sent them away from their farms. Naturally, people will eat. Are you getting my point? That's number one. Number two, were you aware the atrocity the immediate past CBN governor in Buhari's regime, what they did? They were printing money. That was the money the man was using.
His job. Isn't it his job to print money?
No. There is a specification. You don't just print money. They printed money. They were using the money to buy dollars. The dollars is all over the places. They kept the dollars now.
I have not seen any dollars all over the place.
You can't see it because they kept it.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe I get my point. The problem was not caused by Tinubu. We were already living a fake life.
So you mean that these monies that were printed and converted to dollars has also affected the economy?
More money, more naira is chasing limited dollars. Are you getting my point? The point is when Tinubu came, we were busy borrowing. Were you aware that NNPC used some of our crude as a collateral to borrow money?
It is a confirmed
Go. You are a journalist. Go and confirm. They use crude oil. Go and do your. I'm giving you this assignment as a journalist. NNPC. How much are they contributing to the GDP now? How much are they contributing to Federation account? How much money are they bringing? Is zero. We are getting nothing from crude as I'm talking to you now. The point is, we were just living fake life. When Obi was campaigning,
But crude is actually the gold of Nigeria. So how are we not getting anything from crude?
crude now is just our pain, not gold again. It's just, even charcoal is better than crude today. When Obi was contesting, when Atiku was contesting, when Tinubu was contesting, all of them said they will remove fuel subsidy. Tinubu removed it.
Oh, of course. In fact, the day he was sworn in, immediately he removed it.
He removed it. If it is Obi will do same. But the bottom line is, you can't continue to live fake life. At a time when your fake doesn't go fake again, you come to reality. We have been living fake life in the past 15, 20 years.
So you're admitting that Tinubu is actually working for Nigeria?
The bottom line is, he said, it's not only on tax. Let there be reform on every system. Let us have a good name with other people.
And so if this is about reform on the system at large, why are we facing inflation every day?
My dear, this is what I'm saying. For instance, what causes inflation? Something must cause inflation. The bottom line is, for instance, inflation is an economic term. Are you getting me? The food that's supposed to be 100 naira before, when 10 people wants to buy it, it's 100 naira. Now 200 people wants to buy that food, the same food. You as a supplier or a seller, if people are buying your food, say, you now increase it a little bit. Am I not correct? That's inflation. I want to use the common English now. I'm not using economic
Of
terms.
course, go on.
That's number one. Number two, I also know that there is increase in pricing. Why? Because of petroleum. Because it's the major foundation of every other thing. Petroleum and power. Between me and you, there's improvement in power now. There's improvement.
How can you say there is improvement in power with the constant collapse of the national grid?
The point is, what is causing national grid collapse?
I want to understand why you think there's improvement where we've had over several cases in this year alone of the national grid collapse.
The point is, when there is national collapse, how many weeks, how many days? At the time you said national grid collapse today, tomorrow, what happens is restored back. What causes now? The point is, the bottom line I want you to realize is, in this Nigerian context, an average American, when he wakes up, say, God bless America. If he's going on the road, he will look at what I can do for America. An average Nigerian think what Nigeria can do for me.
Well, if people are hungry, they would think of what Nigeria can do for them.
What makes people hungry? The point is, if you are going on the road now, for instance, at our junction there, on the tar road, you saw me, I was burning tire. Or I was digging the road, and the road got spoiled. Should be a federal government road. They will do it tomorrow. Who is passing there? It is me and you. I don't know, maybe you are getting my point. It is me and you. What am I bringing out in the old essences? Bandits now. Some people you will see some people, look at the railway they did. Some people, all the rail, they went there, they uprooted it, they started selling it to all these people buying, what do they call it? This used iron.
Don't you think this is because of the rise on the hardship?
Okay, would that one solve the problem? Will it not cost more? If government has spent 1,000 naira on the products, and you went there because you are hungry, you removed the product, you went to go and sell the product for 10 naira, and government now spend another money. Is it not our money government is spending? It's our money.
Well, we know the president has always come out to say we should manage, we should survive, Nigerians should survive, Nigerians should manage, things to get better. You don't think these are all part of them managing their lives? These are just ways and means for them to survive till the country gets better?
To cause economic sabotage? Everybody is relying on traveling now because of what? Insecurity. What causes the insecurity? Now the railway that was working, some people were there to remove all the trail, all the ions. They removed it, they were selling it.
Very unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. Between me and you, where you are working, What were you doing to improve the economic situation of this country? Where I'm working, what am I doing to do it? They will give contractors job. Mr. President will approve it. Minister will approve it. Every other person in charge will approve it. You see civil servants going there. Oga, where's my own settlement? The job the person has not done well, you just say, oh, this job is done well. What is causing all this problem is me and you. It is everybody. It is all of us. Therefore, I'm still going back to National Orientation Agency. We need to improve. They need to hype up their work. They need to do well, orientate our people. We are the one causing economic sabotage. If you are causing economic sabotage, it doesn't affect Tinubu, it doesn't affect the minister. It affects majorly the masses. Who causes it? It is the masses.
Alada, but before we round up today, let me ask how the effects of the tax reform bill will be on retirement savings and planning for individual taxpayers.
What this tax reform is saying, pay people who are higher, pay more. That means it's equitable. Unlike before, that I'm earning higher, earning more than you do, you are paying more, I am paying less. To you, you think the economy is not fair to you. But if I'm paying more now, because I'm higher than I'm the manager of this studio, you are the deputy manager, I pay more tax than you. It doesn't have meaning to another person. A tax must be fair and equitable. That's what I can say.
And you think it will be fair for everyone in general?
It will be fair. When low earner is paying small, higher is paying higher. Is it not fair? Unlike before, low person is paying higher, while the higher person is paying lower. Which one do you want?
I think it should be equal for everyone.
When you say equal, it is still equal, because the higher person gets more from the economy than the lower person. And the power to pay is still more in the higher than the lower person.
But again, I'm still asking on those those who are actually retired already, and we already know how the system works. We already know how low they earn and how sometimes they are being owed months before being paid. Are they also expected to pay tax?
They are exempted.
They are exempted.
Yes.
And this is confirmed.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us today once again. Thank you. And this is where we come to an end on this episode on Leadership Dialogue. Thank you so much for staying tuned. I am Aisha Shetima. See you again next time. Goodbye.